Naughty Dog has finally announced Last of Us DLC. Hallelujah, hallelujah. What is going on, guys and girls? It's GhostRobo, and I'm very, very happy to report that this morning Naughty Dog revealed their plans for the full Last of Us Season Pass and DLC program. We've got 2 multiplayer packs and a single-player pack scrunched in between, surrounded by what I think is one of the better multiplayer modes on the market. A lot of people will quickly dismiss these 2 surrounding DLC offerings as nothing more than fluff, but I love Last of Us multiplayer, and so I'm very excited that the first DLC pack is coming out on October 15th with 4 brand new maps that kind of focus on abandoned territories. That's the name of the pack, and they've got maps like Bus Depot, Hometown, Bookstore, and Suburbs. I'll throw some screenshots up. They look pretty cool. As long as they vary things up and don't feel like Billstown, I'm pretty darn happy because I love that multiplayer game, and the only thing really lacking is a few more locations to do battle in. What's most exciting, though, to people and to me, is the single-player DLC announcement coming late this year. There is a slight chance it might unveil itself in January, but they're hoping to get it along in December. Basically, all they said is that it's a single-player story DLC pack that will tie in closely to the main narrative of The Last of Us. And the only info that they really offered is that they just wrapped up casting a new character, and they're starting motion performance capture next week. So, this leaves a lot to wonder, and there's a screenshot that I'm going to throw up now, which is of a very, very stoic, yet beautiful merry-go-round, and where this picture is placed in the article and the press release, I'm guessing it's single-player related, and I don't know if there's much to read into it or not, but it makes me wonder if it's going to have something to do with a child, with either Ellie's best friend or with a different kid. They talk about a new character being mocapped, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you will be that new character. My gut instinct is that this is going to be either a prologue or a simultaneous story. It is not going to be a post-Last of Us tale. I think they would save that for what will probably be a inevitable sequel. The game did so well, people love it so much, and there's so much mass hype over that as a potential franchise now. Naughty Dog and Sony would probably be silly to just abandon it. So I'm guessing this is going to be a prologue, in which case you might play as Joel with a different person, you might play as Ellie with her best friend, or you might play as a totally different character, perhaps as Ellie's friend that she references at the very end of the game. Now, there's also the slight chance that it could be a simultaneous story where Ellie and Joel are doing their thing, and perhaps you play as either Marlene or as a different new character that no one has known of. You know, they say they're mocapping a new character, but they don't necessarily reveal if that's new, like we've never heard of them, or new, like they've never mocapped them before. So I don't think they'd do something with Tess. I really don't think they'll do something with Joel or Ellie. If I had to put money on this, if this was a Vegas-type situation, I guess it's a new character or someone that we've met but not played. I can't see them extending the Joel and Ellie story. They were very sort of committed to creating a very full and complete linear tale within the game, and I don't think they would want to sort of add any waves to that cycle to really break the flow of what they've already put down on paper, per se. I think that if there's a sequel, we'll see a return potentially of Ellie, but I'm guessing this is going to be something brand new, and I'm hoping that they use new assets. That's mostly what I would really like. I want them to have new environments, possibly even new enemies. I think the greatest additions they can make to this game are new places for us to venture around the country, see some maybe new landmarks or some new familiar places, totally encumbered and surrounded by the virus and the fungi and all that, as well as a new enemy type. If they just reuse assets, that would be quite the letdown. But because this is taking so long, the game came out quite a long time ago, June, in fact, the 6th month of the year, and they're projecting this DLC to release in the final month of the year. So they've had a 6-month time. Granted, they probably took some vacations, some breaks. It sounds like this was built post-release as opposed to concurrently with the mainline game development. So I'm hoping that they really are going to go all in on brand new stuff. There's been some very disappointing single-player DLC in the past. Games like Assassin's Creed have really, I thought, handled it quite poorly, and it's been uninteresting to me. But with BioShock Infinite releasing their big DLC pack later this fall, and now The Last of Us following suit, I'm really hopeful and excited that we can take a trend and a turn for the better when it comes to single-player story DLC. I think that these DLC packs should be more like expansion packs as opposed to missing pieces of the story and or some extra missions. I think that if you introduce a new character, a new location, utilizing the same mechanics in a different way, it sounds like Dishonored, even though I've never played those, handled it quite well, and I'm hoping that BioShock Infinite and The Last of Us can follow suit and do a similar thing. What are your thoughts? Where do you think they will go with this DLC? What's your prediction? Let me know in the comments below who you think it will star, what time frame you think it will take place, and maybe one of you will be right, and then you can bask in the glory once this thing is finally in our hands this December. It's all part of the Season Pass. Those 3 packs I mentioned, one multiplayer October 15th, a single player in December, and then apparently another multiplayer later down the road, which is a long ways out if you think about it as a quick little side note, that they're planning on putting a multiplayer DLC pack for this game in the first half of 2014. Now, that indicates 2 things to me. 1, the game is probably doing decent online, and 2, they are very committed to their franchises no matter what and love their games like little baby children. Also, if you go and pick up the Season Pass, right now they give you a bunch of extra items for their multiplayer, like hats and masks and things, which doesn't really intrigue me all that much, but if you're a hardcore The Last of Us multiplayer player, it might be something of your liking. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're excited for this DLC. I, of course, will be covering it. Coming out in December would be a great time after all the major holiday releases. The console excitement is kind of wearing down, although I feel like that Lollapalooza will last for quite a while. And I'm just really, really excited for fall gaming. Hope you are as well. Until next time, guys and girls, drink some hot chocolate. Have a fantastic day. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button if you're pumped for more Last of Us. Until next time, we'll see you all later.